It's the TGIF edition of Weather for Weather Geeks here on Friday, July the 10th. Hope you had a good Friday and are getting set for the weekend. Our weather today was a little cloudier than I thought it would be for longer into the day. The farther north you live, the more sun you saw this afternoon, but certainly clouds have started to win the battle once again this evening as a disturbance crosses southern Ohio. Some showers, mostly south of I-70, very, very light rain. We just have the clouds up here, so it's going to be a fairly cloudy evening. But notice the clearing off to the north and west. This is what's going to push in as we go into tomorrow morning. So we are expecting a pretty nice day still for our Saturday. Elsewhere across the country this evening, not a lot of barn burners out there. A scattering of thunderstorms, middle of the country. That is about it. Temperatures across the nation, nothing real unusual here for July, except it is cooler than average in this cloudy zone from the lower Ohio Valley right up to where we live. You know, we should be around 81, 82 at this time of the year. We stopped at 77, I think, this afternoon. Another somewhat below average day. Comfortable, yes, but we, usually are a little bit warmer here in the second week of July. Now, the dew points have started to come down pretty nicely, so this is going to set the stage for a comfortable night tonight. Dew points in the upper 50s to around 60 across the valley this evening at about 10 till 8, and that'll allow temperatures to drop back into the upper 50s tonight. A pretty comfortable night, again, by July standards. All the real soupy air pretty much confined to areas south of the Ohio River this evening. All right, so tomorrow's going to be a great day to get outside and enjoy many of the activities that are going on across the valley. Sunshine. I expect us to get up to about 81, 82 degrees on average tomorrow afternoon. Let's skip ahead to Sunday. Show you what the GFS is cooking here on Sunday. I think the day starts dry. Let me back up to the morning hours on Sunday. Here's the start of the day. We're dry, but there's pretty good disturbance coming down Sunday afternoon. It could stir up some. Whoops, I'm actually showing you Monday. I apologize. But it's not going to look much different on Sunday. Sunday starts dry here Sunday morning. As we get into the afternoon, and especially late in the afternoon, some showers and storms will try to push in from the west. Now, the GFS, the latest run here, has most of it in western Ohio, but I could see one or two of these sneaking over into our neck of the woods by the end of the day Sunday. But I'll tell you, Sunday's still a pretty nice day. Now, Monday, again, a day that starts dry, probably ends wet. Pretty good disturbance coming down on Monday. Showers, some storms. There could be some pockets of heavy rain in here, perhaps some stronger storms with the humidity coming up pretty quickly. Dew points should get up to 70 or so on Monday. So Monday afternoon, I think, is going to turn pretty wet. As far as the rest of next week, here's a look at Tuesday. Here's our next system dumbbelling down out of the northern Great Lakes. A round of showers and storms that day is fairly likely, I think. Right now we have a 40% chance in our forecast. I suspect that'll go up at some point. But, this is an unsettled pattern for a few days. Here's next Wednesday. The GFS is a little faster than the other models, scouring out the moisture here. Other models would suggest that Wednesday could be another fairly unsettled day with the dry air waiting one more day. Again, the GFS has things a day earlier, suggesting that we dry things out and turn more comfortable as early as Wednesday. But anyway, the end of next week does look better, as here's next Thursday. That's a bubble of high pressure up over Canada, and a nice day coming up at the end of next week. So, beautiful day Saturday, spotty thunderstorm end of day Sunday, and then a couple of potentially wet days coming Monday and Tuesday. I want to do something a little different tonight, and first of all, I want to show you, I put this out on social media earlier. The New York Times posted this. We're getting a really nice satellite coming online next year, the Americans, that will have some really great stuff. But now the Japanese have a satellite that takes an image of Earth every 10 minutes. Some of this imagery is just stunning. I mean, this is an animation. Look how, high resolution this is. This is just really amazing data. And while the Atlantic tropical season is off to a very quiet start as expected, lots of tropical systems out in the Pacific. Here, look at this wave train captured by this high-res satellite. Pan down a little here. There's close-up views of a couple of these typhoons. I mean, this is just amazing stuff. I could look at this stuff all day. And then look at this full disk image of eastern Russia heading down towards Japan and China, and then down here is Australia. Just amazing stuff. If you want to check this out, I posted a link to it on my Facebook and Twitter feeds this afternoon. Really cool stuff. I mean, satellite pictures of the Earth, especially the high-res stuff, I mean, it's just amazing. I could look at this stuff all day. All right, something else different tonight. Usually I take a look at the long range and talk about the next couple of weeks. Since the weather's pretty quiet and frankly kind of ho-hum as far as any trends over the next couple of weeks, Wanted to preview a little bit of what's coming later this year. As you've probably heard by now, pretty strong El Nino is brewing out in the Pacific Ocean. Here is the core of it right here. El Nino defined as warm water banked up against South America in the eastern part of the Pacific. Notice there's also a pool of warm water, just like the last couple of winters, up here just off the coast of western North America. We call this the positive Pacific decadal oscillation. And then this is the ENSO, or the El Nino, down here. This could be a pretty strong one, and I thought it'd be interesting to look back at years in which we're heading into a strong El Nino. What did the temperature breakdown look like by season? This is kind of interesting here. The fall months, considered to be September, October, November, uniformly pretty much here below average temperature-wise across the U.S., with the exception of the Pacific Northwest. In the 6 years that I looked at, and this averages out those 6 years, so all of these years were years in which we were heading into a strong El Nino. So if this, if you take this analog and project it forward, it's what might suggest we have a cool autumn period. Now, not every El Nino is the same, and some of the other global oscillations that are somewhat impacted by water temperatures elsewhere across the globe can also influence our weather. But it's interesting to look at autumn in these 6 years, averages out to be pretty darn cool, not only here, but across the country. Now, the winter, we've had a couple of brutal winters in a row. When you look back at these 6 years, when you average it out, it certainly points to a warmer than average winter for much of the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, the Northern Plains, and a cooler than average winter with more wet weather down across the southern tier of states. Now, again, not every El Nino is the same. Just because you see this doesn't automatically mean it's going to be a warm winter. However, I think the odds tilt in that direction for this coming winter. We'll have to look at a lot of other things as well, but I think the odds are pretty strong that compared to the last 2 winters, this coming winter should be much more tolerable, at least in terms of temperatures. Now, just because you have somewhat warmer temperatures doesn't mean it's snow-free. Some of our snowiest winters have not been particularly cold winters. So all of these things are things we're going to work out as we head towards October in our official winter forecast. But just a little July sneak peek for you here, that a strong El Nino, the average, oftentimes of that base state, ends up being a warm winter for us here where we live. So much remains to be seen. We'll see how the El Nino evolves, and we'll see how the forecast evolves over the next couple of weeks. For our July outlook, of course, June was wet. July so far, kind of wet too. But enjoy a nice start to the upcoming weekend. And thank you for watching the Friday Night Weather for Weather Geeks. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I will see you on Monday.